Battlefront 2 originally launched on November 17, 2017, but what if it released today in 2026? There's a lot of factors that would shape how well it performs, so let's break them down. First, we have to start with price and editions. On PC, the Celebration Edition sits around $40, and it's free if you're subscribed to EA Play or PC Game Pass. On PlayStation, the Standard Edition is usually around $20, but frequently drops to $4.99 to $9.99. On Xbox, the base game is around $20, while the Celebration Edition is closer to $40. The base game is honestly a great deal, especially with those frequent discounts. Many players would probably call it a steal. Celebration Edition is where things get tricky. You're basically paying extra for hundreds of cosmetic skins. Some might call that greedy, but it's aimed at the diehard fans. It does unlock gameplay behind a paywall, which is honestly smart. Although they could have just added $10 to the base game and included the skins, but this approach still works. This is where things get interesting. If Battlefront 2 launched today with the same loot box system it had in 2017, it would get reviewed bombed instantly, probably even harder than before. The gaming community has zero patience for predatory monetization now. But what if it launched without loot boxes? It would probably skyrocket into one of the top AAA shooters of 2026. The core game is strong enough to stand on its own, so the real question is, would EA risk the loot boxes again or not? Or would they get bullied into removing them again? Performance wouldn't be an issue at all. In fact, Battlefront 2 would outperform most modern shooters. 180p would be 120 to 200 FPS. 1440p would be 80 to 120 FPS. SSD load times basically instant for a 2026 release. That's extremely competitive. Graphics and visuals, this is where Battlefront 2 absolutely dominates. Even today, the game looks stunning. The attention to detail on armor, blasters, environments, lighting, and effects still feel modern. Animations are smooth and cinematic. It would visually compete with modern Call of Duty titles, Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 6, Jedi Fallen Order. Level fidelity, not bad for a game that originally came out nearly a decade ago. Player expectations. Players would love large-scale battles, iconic heroes and villains, space plus ground combat, multiple arrows, and maps, a complete, polished experience. But there would be criticisms too. Ability-based hero combat isn't for everyone. Some players prefer pure gunplay. TTK is slower than games like Call of Duty. Modes like Galactic Assault or HVV can feel chaotic instead of tactical. Still, the overall package would impress most players. Community and hype. With the current Star Wars hype, especially after the Mando and Grogu movie, even if it was a little bit of a bust, a new Battlefront release would explode online. It would trend on YouTube, TikTok, and gaming news. It would probably become the top shooter for months, at least until GTA 6 drops. Obviously. So would Battlefront 2 flop or succeed if it was released today? Honestly, it would succeed massively as long as EA avoided the loot box disaster. The gameplay, visuals, performance, and Star Wars hype would carry it straight to the top. I am also ignoring advertisements for the game. I'm saying if it just releases today on Friday, June 12th. Don't know why I had to be so date specific. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. This video took me about a week to make, and I'm proud of it. It turned out even though I'm stuck using Share Factory, which won't let me import pictures or audio unless I use a USB. So thanks for being here, watching this kid's average video, and maybe subscribing. Okay, goodbye.